Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The first crack in my chest came when I saw her hand slide across his shoulder. It wasn't the touch itself, it was how natural it looked, how her fingers fit into the rhythm of his laughter like they had done it 100 times before. The ballroom lights scattered gold over her hair, her dress swaying as she laughed with him. Her husband, that's me, stood at the edge of the dance floor, holding a half-empty glass, smiling through clenched teeth. It was supposed to be a beautiful night. Our friends, Lena and Martin, were finally getting married after 8 years together. My wife, Clara, had been thrilled. She spent days choosing her dress, hours practicing her makeup, and when we arrived, she looked radiant. I remember thinking, I'm lucky. But luck can be cruelly deceptive. The moment the DJ started the slow songs, Clara's so-called best friend, Daniel, appeared beside her. I didn't even notice at first. He had been part of our friend group for years. Charming, always joking, always around. But tonight, there was something different. His hand lingered too long on her back. Her eyes sparkled too much when she looked at him. When the first song ended, I expected her to return to me. She didn't. Another song began, and they kept dancing. My smile froze, but my mind started spinning. They're just close friends. It's harmless. She loves me. Those thoughts came in waves, crashing against the growing ache in my gut. I tried to join in conversations at our table, but every few seconds, my eyes drifted back to the dance floor. Her laughter echoed through the music, and Daniel leaned close, whispering something that made her throw her head back in delight. I felt like an outsider watching my own life from a distance. Around the fifth song, Martin came over, clapping me on the shoulder. You okay, man? You look like you've seen a ghost. I forced a laugh. Just tired. He followed my gaze and gave me a sympathetic look. She's having fun. Don't overthink it. Easy words. But not for someone who had been picking up tiny fragments of unease for months, unanswered texts, sudden late nights at work, the way she had started locking her phone screen faster than before. When the music switched to something faster, Clara finally came back, cheeks flushed, eyes sparkling. Come dance with me, she said, grabbing my hand. Her touch felt both warm and foreign. I wanted to say no. I wanted to ask her why she hadn't invited me earlier. But I didn't. I smiled, swallowed the lump in my throat, and let her lead me to the floor. She moved gracefully, laughing, spinning, completely in her element. I tried to match her energy, but all I could think of was Daniel standing at the bar, watching her with a half smile. When our eyes met, his look was unreadable, almost smug. By the time we got home that night, silence had settled between us. She hummed softly while removing her earrings, oblivious, or pretending to be, to the storm inside me. You and Daniel looked close tonight, I said finally, keeping my tone light. She glanced at me in the mirror. Oh, come on. Don't start. He's my friend. I didn't say anything. You didn't have to. I know that look. What look? The jealous one. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. You really think I'd do something with Daniel? I don't know, I whispered. She froze. For a split second, her reflection flickered with something. Guilt, maybe, but then she shrugged. You're being ridiculous. We slept facing opposite sides of the bed that night. Over the next week, small things began to shift. She guarded her phone more. She spent more time texting, smiling at messages she didn't show me. When I asked, she said it was just work. One evening, while she was in the shower, her phone buzzed on the nightstand. My chest tightened. I stared at it, fighting the urge. Then it buzzed again. A message preview flashed on the screen. Last night was unforgettable. Still can't believe we pulled that off. The sender's name was Daniel. My world tilted. My heart hammered so hard it felt like it would crack my ribs. My fingers trembled as I opened the message thread. There were weeks' worth of texts, flirting, jokes, confessions. Pictures of wine glasses. A photo of her wearing the same dress from the wedding. Captioned, "Can't believe how much you made me laugh that night." The shower stopped. My pulse exploded. I dropped the phone back where it was and sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the floor, feeling hollow. When she came out, towel around her hair, she looked at me curiously. "What's wrong?" "Nothing," I said, voice tight. But inside, something dark was growing. The next day, I invited Daniel to meet for coffee. He showed up all smiles, pretending not to know why. We made small talk for a few minutes until I leaned in and said quietly, "I saw the messages." The color drained from his face. "Listen, it's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is." He hesitated. "It started after your fight in July. She came to me upset, said you weren't talking to her. I didn't mean for it to go that far. It just happened." The words hit like punches. When I got home, Clara was waiting at the dining table. She looked pale, eyes red. "He called me," she whispered. "Told me you knew." I nodded slowly. "So it's true." Tears welled up in her eyes. "It was a mistake. I swear. It didn't mean anything." I laughed bitterly. "You danced with him all night, Clara. I watched you, and I kept telling myself I was imagining it. That I could trust you." She reached for my hand. I pulled it away. "I love you," she said desperately. "Then why wasn't I enough?" Her silence was my answer. Days turned into weeks. She tried to fix things, texts, apologies, dinners. But every time I looked at her, I saw the ballroom, her hand on his shoulder, her laughter echoing in my head. One evening, as we sat across from each other, she whispered, "Can we start over?" I looked at her, really looked, and saw a stranger wearing my wife's face. "You already started over," I said quietly. "Just not with me." That night, I packed my things. As I closed the door behind me, I heard her sob quietly. For a moment, I almost turned back. Almost. But then I remembered the wedding, the golden lights, and the way she looked at him. And I kept walking. Outside, the wind was cold, sharp against my face. Yet somewhere in that pain, there was clarity. Sometimes betrayal doesn't begin with a kiss or a confession. It starts with a dance. A look. A choice. And once it starts, it never truly ends.